Is Alexander Isak going to join Liverpool? Is Donnarumma going to join Manchester City? Liverpool transfer updates, Arsenal transfer updates, Manchester United transfer updates. Get all of this in this video detailedly, and if this is the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, you are highly welcome to the world of football, and I will appreciate if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, you like the video, you turn on the notification bell, so when next I post videos that are similar to this one, you'll be one of the first people to see it. Let's get into the latest transfer update. Yes, it is over between Newcastle and Alexander Isak. I've been singing this song and I'll continue to sing the song until Alexander Isak is announced joining Liverpool. Yesterday, I made a video, and in that video, I said Alexander Isak just packed out from his Newcastle home, and it is no news to us. It is not news to us because we saw it before the club, immediately at the end of the season. He informed the club that he wanted to leave the club, and even during the preseason games, we all saw Newcastle without Alexander Isak, which just has a clear indication that he does not want to be with the club again. When the club was actually in preseason, the guy returned back to Spain to train with his former club facilities, Real Sociedad, sending a message to Newcastle that he does not want to be with them again. And yesterday, we saw updates that Alexander Isak actually packed out from his Newcastle home. To be honest, it is some kind of disrespect because some of these players are under contract. You have a contract of 3 years left with Newcastle, and leaving the club in this manner is not going to make sense. Guys, if you are watching the video, what are your thoughts on this behavior from Alexander Isak? Because to me, I don't see it to be normal. It means the club don't have any right, any power over him, right? Newcastle gave everything to Alexander Isak. He left Real Sociedad in La Liga, joined Newcastle. They provided everything for him, and yesterday he made it clear to the public, even if I stay, I am not going to play for Newcastle. And at this point in time, guys, I'm not going to pretend to you. It is over. It is over between Newcastle and Alexander Isak, and the only destination for Alexander Isak is Liverpool. But one problem now is at the level of the release clause. If if Newcastle decides to part ways with him, can Liverpool pay the amount of money Newcastle is asking for? That's the question that no one can answer at this point in time. But one thing we all know is that Liverpool is waiting for Newcastle to open the doors for the player to leave. As soon as the doors are open for the player to leave, then they can now trigger a release clause. For Alexander Isak. And also, if Alexander Isak leaves Newcastle, it means they are going to spend the season without a striker, because Newcastle tried to sign João Pedro. It did not work. Chelsea came in. They tried to sign Hugo Ekitike. It did not work. Those who tried to sign Benjamin Sesko, it did not work. So they were left with no option than to force Alexander Isak to stay. And now that the guy wants to leave, let's just wait and see what happens in the next day ahead. The Premier League is set to return in 2 days' time. The Premier League is returning on Friday, and up to now, no one is settled on where Alexander Isak is going to spend the season with. So let's just stay with our eyes open. And when you take a look at Newcastle, discover that Newcastle are seriously in discussion with Aston Villa to sign Jacob Ramsey. And the discussions between club and player, that is between Newcastle and player, have come to personal terms. So Jacob Ramsey have come to personal terms with Newcastle, and it is just at the level of club to club. Other rumors are suggesting that his release clause is estimated to be around £40 million, which is something that cannot confirm for now. But for now, Newcastle is interested in signing Jacob Ramsey from Aston Villa. So stay tuned. Let's just see what happens in the next days ahead. And now when we take a look at Liverpool now in general, discover that Liverpool is still very active in the transfer market, despite signing 4 players. They signed Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen, Jermaine Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen, Hugo Ekitike from Frankfurt, Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth, and now they want to sign 2 central backs at the same time. Guehi from Crystal Palace and Giovanni Leoni from Parma in the Serie A. So these 2 central defenders are going to join Liverpool. All of them have come to personal terms with Liverpool. They're okay with the project, they're okay with the club, they're okay with the coach. They want to join Liverpool, and now it is just at the level of club to club discussion. That is Liverpool Crystal Palace discussion over Guehi, and Liverpool Parma discussion over Giovanni Leoni. And yesterday, rumors are also circulating that Parma wants to let Giovanni Leoni to join Liverpool only next season. So they want to sell the player to Liverpool, but and keep him on loan, which Liverpool wants the player to join them immediately. So let's just stay and see what happens the next days ahead, if things are actually going to work in favor of Liverpool. But they are pushing to sign these two central backs, and at the same time, they're also pushing to sign Alexander Isak. And if they get all of this signing, it means Liverpool have signed 7 world-class players in one summer. What a summer transfer window for Liverpool. And at the same time, you discover that Liverpool is going to be one of the favorite clubs to win every trophy around Europe this summer. But for now, guys, I am not going to go more. Let me just keep Liverpool aside and take a look at Manchester City. Yes, yesterday, many rumors have been circulating that Donnarumma, because PSG left him behind, he did not travel with PSG to play the UEFA Super Cup against Tottenham. And Donnarumma released a statement. In that statement, the guy said he wanted to stay, but there is actually someone who does not want him to stay with PSG. He is left 1-year contract, so he is set to leave. And rumors are circulating that he wants to join Manchester City. Pep Guardiola wants him to be with him as from this season, right? And from now, I cannot confirm anything, but there are things that are changing. Things are changing because just 18 days are left for the transfer window to be closed. It is very important for us to set our eyes open on many of these players, because so many things are still going to happen this summer, right? And if it happens that Donnarumma joins Manchester City, it means they're going to be having 4 goalkeepers: Donnarumma, James Trafford, Ederson, and Ortega. And if Donnarumma joins Manchester City, it means Ederson might leave, and rumors are circulating that he might leave and join Galatasaray in Turkey. I am not going to comment on that much, but at the same time, when you take a look at Manchester City, you discover that Jack Grealish left Manchester City, joined Everton on loan. Savinho is also set to leave Manchester City and join Tottenham. James McCarthy is also set to leave Manchester City and join Nottingham Forest. And from rumors that are circulating, shows that if Savinho leaves the club and join Tottenham, then Manchester City will do all they can to see if they can sign Rodrygo from Real Madrid, which is actually going to be a difficult task for them. But for now, let us just keep our eyes open on these deals, because anything can happen in the next hours. Anything is still possible to happen in the next hours. And now, when we take a look at Chelsea, you discover that Chelsea is one of the clubs to watch out to, because not only because they are the World Club champions, not only because they qualified to participate in the UEFA Champions League, because they are building a team that is going to dominate Europe for many years. Enzo Maresca is building a team to dominate Europe for many years, right? When you take a look at Chelsea's squad, you discover that they are still very young talents. And now, Renato Vega is set to leave Chelsea this summer. Chelsea have placed him in the transfer market. Christopher Nkunku is set to leave Chelsea this summer. Nicolas Jackson is also set to leave Chelsea this summer. Not forgetting Raheem Sterling too is among the players to leave this summer. And when you take a look at the transfer market, you discover that Chelsea is interested in signing 2 more players. Garnacho from Manchester United, Xavi Simons from Leipzig. Like I said, all of these 2 deals are going to happen. In the video I posted yesterday, I explained everything there. All of these deals are going to happen, but Chelsea wants to first of all see if they can part ways with these players, right? And when we take a look at Manchester United, discover that despite signing Matheus Cunha, Brian Bomo, and Benjamin Sesko, Manchester United is considering signing a midfielder. And one midfielder they have found out and they are very interested in signing that midfielder is Carlos Baleba from Brighton. They are going to do all they can to see if they can get the signing of this guy. But it shows that Brighton is demanding something not less than £100 million. Oh boy, oh boy. Carlos Baleba, £100 million. It's somehow funny, but that is what we are getting. Brighton is not interested in selling their players, and if they have to let the player go, they are not expecting anything less than £100 million. Guys, I have come to the end of this video, and if this is the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, I will appreciate if you can hit a thumb up to this video. You subscribe to my YouTube channel. You tell me what you think about this transfer updates, that the move of Alexander Isak from Newcastle to a club we don't know, because no one knows what is going to happen in the next ahead. What are your thoughts on PSG leaving behind Donnarumma? What are your thoughts on Chelsea transfer updates, Arsenal transfer updates, even Manchester United transfer updates? And most importantly as well, you turn on the notification bell, so when next I post videos that are similar to this one, you'll be one of the first people to see it. Not forgetting to share the video as well, guys. See you until my next video.